Welcome to the Silent Mind. Today, we explore a quiet pattern present in friendships, workplaces, families, and everyday interactions. The hidden cost of being consistently nice in a world that often rewards visibility more than gentleness. At first glance, niceness appears entirely positive. It is associated with warmth, cooperation, empathy, and emotional safety. Nice individuals are trusted easily. They create harmony within groups. They soften conflict before it escalates. Yet beneath this admirable quality, a quieter psychological experience often unfolds. To understand this cost, we must first clarify what being nice truly means. Niceness is not simply politeness. It is frequently an orientation toward preserving comfort for others. Nice individuals prioritize emotional stability within social spaces. They adjust tone, words, and behavior to prevent discomfort around them. Over time, this emotional adjustment becomes habitual. Rather than reacting authentically, they respond adaptively. They monitor how others might feel. They anticipate reactions before speaking. They soften opinions that might create tension. This constant internal monitoring requires cognitive and emotional energy. One hidden cost is emotional suppression. Nice individuals often downplay irritation, disappointment, or disagreement, not because these emotions are absent, but because expressing them feels disruptive. They may smile through frustration. They may agree while internally conflicted. This disconnect between inner experience and outward behavior creates subtle emotional fatigue. Another cost involves boundary erosion. Niceness frequently attracts requests. Favor after favor accumulates. Because refusal feels uncomfortable, compliance becomes default. Over time, personal capacity becomes secondary to external expectation. Nice individuals may notice their schedule filled with obligations they never actively chose. This pattern is rarely imposed deliberately by others. Instead, it emerges through reinforcement. Helpful behavior receives appreciation. Availability becomes expected. Reliability becomes identity. The individual becomes known as the person who always understands, always helps, always adjusts. While this reputation appears positive, it can create invisible pressure. Consistency becomes performance. Deviation feels like failure. Saying no feels like breaking character rather than exercising autonomy. The hidden cost also appears within perception dynamics. Nice individuals are often liked, yet not always deeply understood. Their accommodating nature reduces conflict visibility. Others may assume they are unaffected. Their struggles remain internal because their outward presentation communicates stability. As a result, support may be offered less frequently. The one who supports others becomes less likely to receive support themselves. Another layer involves authenticity tension. Being nice can sometimes conflict with honest expression. Direct opinions may be softened excessively. Constructive disagreement may be withheld. Important conversations may be delayed. The desire to maintain harmony competes with the need for truthful communication. Over time, this tension can create quiet resentment. Not resentment toward others specifically, but toward the ongoing requirement to manage emotional environments. Energy depletion further illustrates the cost. Empathy, attentiveness, and emotional regulation require effort. Nice individuals often perform these tasks continuously. They notice subtle mood shifts. They respond sensitively. They adapt conversational tone. While others relax socially, the nice individual may remain psychologically active. This sustained attentiveness can produce social exhaustion that others do not recognize. Reciprocity imbalance also emerges. Nice individuals frequently invest heavily in relationships. However, not all relationships operate on symmetrical awareness. Some people receive support without noticing its magnitude. Appreciation exists, yet depth of effort remains partially invisible. The individual may begin to question whether kindness is valued or merely convenient. Identity formation plays a significant role. For some individuals, niceness becomes central to self-concept. They perceive themselves as the one who maintains peace, understands others, and prevents discomfort. While this identity fosters meaning, it can also restrict behavioral flexibility. Acting differently may feel like self-contradiction. The hidden cost is therefore not kindness itself, but identity rigidity around kindness. Fear of rejection sometimes sustains this pattern. Nice behavior may originate from early experiences where acceptance felt conditional upon agreeableness. Pleasantness becomes safety strategy. Conflict avoidance becomes belonging mechanism. Although adaptive in earlier contexts, this strategy may persist beyond necessity. Consequently, adulthood interactions continue to reflect childhood emotional learning. Social dynamics also shape outcomes. In environments where assertiveness dominates visibility, quiet kindness may operate in background roles. Recognition may favor those who speak loudly, rather than those who stabilize quietly. Nice individuals contribute significantly to group well-being, yet their influence remains subtle. This subtlety can create feelings of being valued privately but overlooked publicly. Decision fatigue represents another dimension. Constantly considering others before acting increases mental load. Simple choices become layered with relational implications. Should I speak? Should I adjust? Should I accommodate? The cumulative effect of these micro-decisions contributes to cognitive exhaustion. Importantly, the hidden cost does not imply that kindness is harmful. Kindness strengthens relationships, builds trust, and enhances collective well-being. The cost emerges when kindness operates without boundaries, reciprocity, or self-acknowledgement. Healthy niceness integrates compassion with self-respect. It allows support without self-neglect. It allows empathy without emotional overextension. Awareness is therefore transformative. Recognizing emotional fatigue does not diminish kindness, it refines it. Boundaries do not oppose kindness, they sustain it. Authenticity does not threaten harmony, it deepens trust. Nice individuals often fear that reducing accommodation will reduce connection. Yet authentic relationships rarely depend on continuous self-adjustment. They depend on mutual understanding. For observers, recognizing the quiet labor of nice individuals is equally valuable. Acknowledgement restores balance. Reciprocity validates effort. Listening to the one who listens creates relational symmetry. Ultimately, the hidden cost of being nice reflects a universal psychological truth. Qualities that benefit others require care towards self. Empathy requires boundaries. Support requires replenishment. Harmony requires authenticity. Perhaps being nice is not about constant accommodation, but about intentional kindness. Kindness that includes oneself within its circle. Kindness that remains gentle yet grounded. Kindness that supports connection without dissolving identity. And when kindness is practiced with awareness rather than obligation, its cost transforms into strength. This has been The Silent Mind, where silence reveals what noise cannot.